Orange is the New Black Season 2, Episode 3. A bunch of stuff I said last time is rendered null and void because Piper comes back right at the beginning of this episode. Although this does still lead to quite an interesting structure because there's a bunch of scenes here that seem to not make any sense. Like she insists for some reason that Pennsatucky didn't hit her back, and Suzanne is really afraid every time she sees her, and that's all building up to the reveal late in the episode that Suzanne actually interrupted the fight right after we faded out last time and punched Piper a few times, and that is really neat to see that they actually have the faith that their audience can follow this even with a year's distance, for the people who are watching it in real time, not all at once, a day at a time like I am. But that is really neat to see things coming back, real continuity, and everything makes sense if you have the faith to follow it to the end. It's always nice when you can trust a show to do that because you can't always, believe me. Other than that, we still have Piper and Healy's big confrontation to get to, which I'm imagining is going to be big. But so far, this episode focuses on Suzanne, and it shows her as an adopted, out of her race kid with serious mental issues. And my big, the big thing that really affected me was her freezing up while giving a graduation song and then going into a breakdown, because I won't go into specifics, but something like that happened to me at school, and I actually reacted even worse. So it was really hard to watch and very well performed. I could definitely see myself in there. But I'm glad that something like this exists, that there's something people can point to say, see, that's the kind of thing I'm feeling, if they happen to feel that way. On the other big thing in the episode is V, who arrived at the prison last time, and this is where we first get to see her interacting with the majority of people. She somehow knows Red from way back, and their relationship is really vague. It's probably gonna get another flashback sometime this season, but the big ones, of course, are with Tasty, who wants nothing to do with her after she was nowhere to be found after Tasty got paroled last season, and with Suzanne, who it's very well written, where there's these subtleties of, on the surface, everything V's saying to her is this really nice, sweet stuff, and you can see why Suzanne is following her now. But at the same time, both in the performance and the writing, there's this undercurrent of this can't be trusted, any of it, and she's just setting all this up for some reason we can't tell just yet. And that is probably going to be really sad when it happens, because just in this episode, like I said before, I really came to identify with her and her issues, because I've talked a bit about this before. I have some those same issues myself, and that is definitely going to be something I'm keeping an eye on, because you don't see a lot of it in mainstream entertainment. But I'm definitely glad it exists here. So it's just something that's out there, and maybe more people will see that this should not be stigmatized; it should be sympathized with. But that's it for this episode, and I'm definitely liking this season. If anything, it's an improvement so far with just the view we've gotten. So it's definitely on a good roll.